Hello, welcome back to Cube Commonwealth. This is Levi Wilson, and I am coming to you with the Jund Cube Mama Said Jund 'em Out introductory overview. So I had done a draft earlier. The first one, I always like doing that like before reading through the overview of the cube, just like jump in, see what it's all about. I like kind of the craziness of it. Now we can read through what's going on here. So again, this is part of CubeCon's list of all their CubeCon 2023 cubes that I'm going through, all of them. I'm going to be prepared this year. And yeah, and it's just a lot of fun drafting these, and I encourage you to go to these links and then draft them too. I'll put all the stuff in the descriptions, but let's jump into it. Let's see what the Jund cube is all about. We got Lightning Bolt, Tarmogoyf, Liliana, Bloodbraid Elf. Clearly, this is what we want from Jund. You know what? I'm not going to read through every single thing. My main objective here is just really seeing what the archetypes are for it, but I'll also kind of I liked how this is a great overview, by the way, Tyler. Like, you put a lot of thought and energy into it, and I appreciate that. So good job. And I also like this too long didn't read section. So cube type, it's eternal, unpowered, color restricted. Clearly, we're in black, red, green, and non-singleton. So that's interesting. I wonder how many duplicates he has. We'll see if it's outlined earlier. Format speed. They can end in turn 5, but go out to turn 10. That's what I like to hear. Just like grind it all. I'll go to turn 20. Maybe not that much, but all right. Identity. Yep, well, I already said the colors. Power differential, the power band. Modern power level with some legacy and eternal outliers. Oh, okay, so that's kind of cool. That's something to think about, of like identifying what these outliers are, and do they make specific decks, or is it just raw power? Good to use that as a signpost. Ideal number of colors, 2 with a light splash of 1 with one with a heavy splash. Okay, interesting. So yeah, that makes sense. And then whoa, there's a Jund Out Spotify playlist. I will be using that for the future videos. Love it. Some accolades here. Cool. Yeah, I mean, clearly it's in the CubeCon 2023. Sounds great, but what is Jund? You can read that. All right, here we go. Archetypes. Swing life away. We have the Nighthawk Scavenger, Kalidas, and Invoke Despair. Interesting. So lifelink. So I think in my first draft, right, I think I drafted Nighthawk Scavenger, but I'm a little concerned that, it'll just get hit by a removal spell 1 for 1. Kalidas could be pretty strong. I mean, dies to not Doomblade. Doomblade is now black creature, right? Dies to murder. But what is this again? If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it, which is important because it doesn't go in the graveyard, and put a 2/2 black zombie creature token on the battlefield under your control, and you can sack another vampire zombie, put 2+1/+1 counters on Kalidas. Okay, cool. So yeah, I like that anti-graveyard shenanigans, but is that, I guess it's life swing away, it has lifelink, and then just invoke despair. Probably should be mono black splash 1 color with this. 4 black pips is pretty hard, but yeah, they sack it. If they can, they lose 2 life. You draw a card, and you do it for enchantments and planeswalkers. So most likely this card's going to be they sack a creature, and then there are a few enchantments and a few planeswalkers. So I don't know, maybe like kill a creature, draw 2, they lose 4. Okay. So that's an archetype, just mono black or just black gain life. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got gobos, some goblins. So is this aggro? And Eidolon of the Great Revel is just like get him down. Everyone takes damage because it's going to be a low CMC. And then the Rebel Master. Okay, so like just hit him hard, aggro. So maybe mono red. Interesting. So multi-green greed. So birds. Interesting. That ramps is any one color as important. Have to figure that out. And Ren, the Realm Breaker, I always have to read this one. 3 CMC, 4 loyalty counters, lands you control, add 1 mana of any color. Alright, so this allows you to splash multi-green greed. So you can splash pretty easily with this. But then the +1 up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3, vigilance, hexproof, and haste until end of turn. And then -2 mill 3, you may put a permanent card from among the mill 3 into your hand. Okay. So graveyard that feeds a graveyard, good with Tarmogoyf, good with Recurring Nightmare, good with just like feeding that graveyard. Delve, do we have Delve in here? Probably. What's the, nope. Yeah. The 4/4, the 5/5, those commons. We'll see if they're in here. Thragtusk is always good. Good with Recurring Nightmare. Alright, so black, red, green, the aristocrats. Just sack a bunch of creatures. We have Mayhem double. How are we sacking stuff? Beginning of your upkeep. So you create one and sacks it. Search library for a card. You can only do that 5 or more creatures. If you activate only if you have 5 more creatures died this turn. That's interesting. There was a damnation. Give this indestructible. Damnation. Demonic tutor. Okay. So the aristocrats, we see good stuff that happens when you sacrifice it, but how do you sacrifice? That's part of the game to figure out, right? Okay. I like it. Yeah. Single threat test can feel insurmountable. Okay. Wipe them all of them. Yeah, casualties of war. So this card's always interesting. No, okay, yeah. It says choose one or more. So it's not the other one that targets 4 things. So you don't have to have all the targets. That's good. And Surelf, I had to reread that last time. I still don't have it memorized. Just a bunch of words. Seems like a good 3/3 for 3. And Cheville, the Bane of Monsters, 1/3 for black, green, Death Touch. Yeah, you put a counter on something, right? When it dies, you draw a card in game 3. Okay. So wipe them out. So you put a counter on it and then kill it. So you draw cards. So all of your kill spells are 2 for 1 with Cheville. Cheville. Probably Cheville. Alright. Okay. So that's just black, green. This was red, black, aristocrats, black, green. Removal, which is kind of what I built. I had a little bit of recurring nightmare shenanigans. Oops, all Kavus. Okay, this is cool. So Fury's in it. Skin Render, not a Kavu, but acts like a Kavu. Do we have the 4/2 Kavu, Flametongue Kavu, or the Yearling? I like this 2 for 1s that are creatures that you get in, so that's going to be black, red. Turn them sideways, give them hell. So this is red, green, aggro. You'll always be ahead on board, which means you'll always be overextended. So Damnation gets you, okay. What does this one do? Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may discard a card at random. If you do, draw 2. Okay, that's cool. Then Lelia is just solid, and Karisev makes it a little 2/1 Ragavan, right? Okay, cool. So this was interesting. I did see Life from the Loam. Hit your curve, and your curve hits back. Alright, so Life from the Loam. So this feeds your graveyard. You get a land back. There were fetches. There were the what were they called? Like you can pay it to get a creature, a planeswalker back from your graveyard. That set, I'm forgetting the name of the set. The new Kamigawa set of cards. So you have the black, green, red. What does the red one do? Does it make creatures? Does it make treasure? I think it makes like 2 1/1s, I think. So there could be some shenanigans on that. Probably the best one would be the black one, right? Because you just like just get back a creature or planeswalker that you just milled from Life from the Loam. Okay, that's cool. And then Moloch. This was out of the what was that, 40k set? Ravenous. So if you exits 5 or more, right? Comes 5 or more, draw a card when it enters. Then when it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. If that creature would die, exile instead. Get it out of the graveyard. And Kessig Wolf Runs, just always a solid land that you can mill, get back with life. Okay. You always make your land drops, but some turns you'll only make a land drop. Okay, it's interesting. So this will be fun to like going through, seeing what are the utility lands. Alright, somehow Plague Crafter returned. You'll definitely win given enough time, so this is what I like to see. Yeah, so black, green, what was the other one? This could be all 3 colors, right? Yeah, this is Jund. Orborg Repossessions, just such a fun card. Timeless Witness, love it. You'll see from my thumbnail of my first video. Check that out if you didn't. Love that thumbnail. My sweet Photoshop skills. It's improving, okay? I'll continue to improve those skills. Then Marin of the Clan Neltoth. This is the commander one, right? Yeah, that does experience counters, but it doesn't quite matter because you always get that creature back from your hand, right? If you don't have the experience, it's beginning of your end step. Choose target creature card in your graveyard. If that card's converted mana cost is less than or equal to the number of experience counters, return it to the battlefield. Otherwise, put it in your hand. So you're going to be getting a creature back at the end of your end step. Beginning of your end step every turn. But if you have the experience, how do you get an experience counter? When another creature you control dies, you get an experience counter. Okay, so you could do like some sack stuff. That's kind of cool to get more value. But basically, it's still come to your hand. Alright, JUND-erstand assemble. So Squee is in it, sweet, with Recurring Nightmare and Survival of the Fittest, Recurring Nightmare. So like, that's strong. That's a super strong combo, and I like the Squee of just being able to get any creature. Even if you don't have Squee, like this combo is still really strong. I wonder though if you need to like maybe get some token stuff if you don't get Squee. I was thinking about that in my deck the other day. I'm like, I didn't have that many creatures, but I was relying on Recurring Nightmare quite a bit. Well, okay, that's good to keep that in mind. So those are the archetypes. Alright, just to recap on it, swing life away, mono black-ish, some goblins, mono red, multi-G green, just big green stuff. The aristocrat, so that's Rakdos, sack, still looking for how do we sack stuff, wipe them out. So Golgari, big creatures destroy stuff, oops all Kavu, so enter the battlefield, Fury shenanigans. Some green, red aggro, Lelia stuff, I like that. Hit your curve, life from the loam. Okay, I'm gonna look out for that. That'll be fun too. I'm gonna be drafting all these, like kind of forcing it. Somehow play crafter return, just to keep getting all your sweet stuff, all your sweet creatures back. I like that. And that's one of the important things too, is because it's Jund, you need to make sure your creatures, when they enter the battlefield, they do something, because you know they're gonna get removed. Like that's that's part of the game, right? And then keep recurring. All right, some constraints. Do we want to go? Nah, I'm not gonna go deep into this. I like the intents, the intentions. Oh, this will be fun. Conduit of the Worlds will be a fun one too. Graveyard. Well, yeah. Let's read these. Here's what you need to know. Need to JUND-erstand. Look at that. Look at this, Tyler. Well done. Well done. The graveyard always matters. Okay, 100% true. Yep. Looks like Flame Tongue Kavu's in it. Removal and recursion on body. So yep, like I was saying, enter the battlefield shenanigans. You need to get value there. Attacking wins combat, but value wins games. Yeah. It's Jund them out. It's all value. Instant speed interaction is not ignored. Huh. Okay, Grave Titan, you get the attack triggers. Thundermaw has haste. Master of the Hunt. I'd like to test this out. I don't know how good it's going to be, right? Because you only get it. You get the 2/2 during your upkeep. It may not live that long. Threats are always good. Okay, Gris is in here. Sweet. And then grind them out. Yeah. Alright, so here's the duplicate inclusions. So it's probably all on theme. Liliana the Veil, Double Time, Lightning Bolt, yes. Tarmogoyf, yes. Bloodblade Elf, yes. Okay, and then the fetch lands. There are 6 of the fetch lands. And this is a 360 cube. Oh, 361. I think that's all. There's an extra one. That's interesting. I'll ask Tyler why he has one in there. He can't. It's just that one last card. You just can't quite get out. So okay, cool. Good to know. There's the duplicates in there. Aesthetics, the Proto Basics. You got cool looking basics. A little bit of history of Jund. Oh, this is cool. All right, I'll read through this later. I won't. You can read through it too. I won't spend our time here. 6-foot Junder. The cube's ban list. Oh, that's kind of cool. This would be fun to like hear. He's been playing it out, right? May 23, March 23, on like why they got banned, right? Fire Blast is that tells me there's like a burn mono. Red deck's pretty solid. Yawgmoth is strong. Ranmate is just really good. Okay. Pack Rat, yeah. I mean, Pack Rat is crazy good. I remember my vintage cube. I did a 2-person draft with my buddy Nate, and he got Black Lotus, like 2 Moxen, and like later on, and then in game 1, I did Pack Rat 39 Swamps, and I had mulligan down to 4. But I got a Pack Rat, and then I won. He's like, how could this be? I have the most powerful cards in Magic, and your little Pack Rat beat me. But, yeah, it's good times there. BNR announcements. Okay, cool. So, yep. I think we're good. This is a good introduction. I'm going to have fun trying out all of these archetypes. I encourage you to also jump in and play test. So, with that said, I'm under 15 minutes. I will see you at the other drafts. See ya.